we got a parcel. It wasn't the one I was super excited to get. I mean, it is a good one, but the big stone that I bought from Blacklighters isn't in this parcel, but it is a parcel of some really nice stuff that I bought. So let's look at it and see what we got, and let's go cut something. I think this stuff should be good. All right, here are 48 karat, $100, Coober Pedy. $75, 4 karat crystal. Empty bag, those are important. 9 karat Coober, $115. And a giveaway, 4.2 karat Coober. Let's start with that. I don't remember winning a giveaway. Maybe they just did it to be nice. Let's look at our giveaway stone. What do we got here? Oh, nice. Nice, we got some color all through that. Put that one right there. Our 9 karat, we're gonna pick one of these out and cut it right now. Maybe this one. 9 karat Coober Pedy. These ones I was a lot more careful on what I bought and spent a little bit more. Got sand issues with this one, but lots of nice color. I like that one. The 4 karat crystal. Oh dang! Look at the light on that one. Look at the color on that one. All right, all right. That's a nice crystal. It'll be tricky to cut, but that's a nice one. And then the big boy, 48 carats of Coober Pedy. I remember this one. All the colors right up there in that pitted face. So I don't think there'll be anything on this corner, but the gamble is to try and get something out of that face. But it's got nice color, and that big pit's going to go right down through it. But we're hoping that somewhere in here we have a nice big stone. So I'll talk about more in a second, but let's go out and cut. Which one do we want to cut? This one. I'm going to cut this one right here. The 9 karat for $115. Okay, let's see what our $115, 9 carats. Someone's mowing the lawn. Let's get a good first look at it so we can make a plan. That's the color I like. If you guys have watched it all, you know that's the color I like. Exactly that. We see possible sand issues. But we also see the potential for a nice, big, high-domed, about anything you could want. In this case, we don't need to explore much. Well, I'm not sure how good the color is on this one face. We might peek in that, and regardless of what we do, that one can go, unless we get a teardrop, which I don't want a great big old teardrop like that, a great big old triangle. They would call that a trillion. I don't know, is that the right thing to do? Trillion? It's not what I want. You're always torn between making it as big as you can and making it as beautiful as you can. And see, we don't have as much color on this side as we do on this side. I'm thinking a big oval about in there. That's kind of what I'm leaning toward. Or a big oval. So Mariah and Crystalline just left. We cut opals off and on all day, having a good old time. Can't quite get a 14.5. Where's my other template? Got one more besides this. A 14 we could do. I think we'll put a 14 on it and see how that looks. Alright, now this is the weaker side. We're on the verge of the color, but not quite in it, but I think it's right there now. trying so hard to be a big teardrop. Should we break its heart? I'm starting to lean toward doing it. Shoot, it wants to be one so bad. Look at that. We'll lose a little bit on the bottom because of this corner right here. But it's got nice color all the way up into there. It's gonna dang near be double-sided, but we're not gonna go for that. So we got that potch that rises up through the middle that keeps it from being double-sided. As soon as we go down just a little bit more and that face right there is on the bottom, then we pretty much I have a visitor just arrived. I can hear the dogs barking. My buddy Jeremy was coming over. Okay, so there's our bottom. What was this one? Nine carats? Seems bigger than 9 carats. Hey dude.
What are you doing, Ricky?
I'm just here in the Opal cave.
Okay. This must be the...
Alright, just had some friends stop by and visit for a little bit. It's hard to walk away from an Opal like this and just chit chat, but we're gonna call this a trillion and not a teardrop. How about that? Not quite perfect. So what I'm thinking is, see how low we are right here? We've got a nice high dome here, but this is the one thing that keeps us from having a nice high dome. We just don't have the height here. I could adjust the angle and take some off the back and adjust the angle to where it slopes down, and the angle, and it was more like, if it was cut more like that, something like that, to center up the dome. We lose a lot of carats doing that. But even though it is thicker than it needs to be, I mean, the thing is six mils thick or something, but starting to make me second guess the trillion because of that. I still think that's our play though. We adjusted the angle on the back to make it to where we're not that far out from our top to down here, so we don't have to lose as much. We got rid of most of the stuff that doesn't have color in it. Okay, now we can proceed. Now, but where are we lacking here on the shape? Our pizza pie here. When the moon hits your eye. I feel like this corner right here needs to come in. Okay, we're close there. Now we need to stop it up. Pray that sand doesn't hurt us, but I don't think it looks like it will. It's not a little guy, it's a big guy. See, the low spots here and here is really what makes this difficult, because we have to lose so much off the top. Of just amazing color we have to cut off. Alright, so the blacklighter stuff. I've had some good, I've had some bad. I have an amazing piece that I hope is worth what I paid for it coming. Who's responsible? Well, if this one is good, it's because I was far more picky in what I bought and more, I spent more. I was willing to spend more. And maybe that's just the way it is. You know, maybe there is no low and middle ground on Opal. You know, this is, I paid what the market said this Coober Pedy was worth for a piece of rough. I think it's good value. The difficulty, and like I said, I don't know if it's my expectations that are at fault, or you know, or what, or if you know they're. I think when you're buying the $100 parcels and they show up and they're not worth anything, they wouldn't cut anything that you would use or set, or that I wouldn't. You know, to me, they're not worth anything. You end up with no stones cut that would be usable. That isn't cheap Opal. $100 for a 9-karat piece, $115 for a 9-karat piece that's probably going to cut a 4 or 5 carat stone here is money much better spent. And maybe that's the lesson I need to learn, is you can't get cheap and expect good Opal. Now, I still think there's a level of, you know, people have the right to expect that if they spend $100 on something, it's not $1,000 and it's not $10,000, which would be, you know, higher end Opal prices. But it is $100, and you should get something that's worth preferably more than $100. And I think they're okay with selling something that, because it's cheap, if they were selling something from Lightning Ridge that was $100, what they're selling is actually $0 value. It's dirt cheap Lightning Ridge stuff. Maybe it's worth it for the experience of cutting it, but the reality is it hasn't got any real marketable value, and oftentimes, and people are okay with, well, it was cheap. Well, cheap, $100 that's cheap but has zero value, or less than $100 value, isn't cheap. $200 that cut something that's worth $200 or $250 or $300, that's actually, it's becoming more and more obvious, that's cheap. You know, this stone right here really got to cut something that's worth more than I paid. And that's what we need to be looking for, is what can I buy and increase its value? That's what we're all looking for in Opal. And I think a lot of the sellers are okay with selling you something that has no value because it's cheap. And so hey, you got Lightning Ridge for only $100 or $50 or $200. And that, you know, that experience costs more than that. But at the end of the day, if its value is actually nothing, which a lot of it is, a lot of the knobbies and stuff that get sold have no value, they cut into nothing, then I think this is where value is right here. More and more, $100 for a stone that's going to cut into this kind of color is way cheaper than $50 for something that cuts into nothing. I'd be interested in you guys' thoughts. Our opinions on this stuff kind of evolve as we grow and improve, and we want the peak, the dome of this one, to be about right here in the center, and I have to lose a little bit more than I want you to put it there, so we might allow the peak of our dome to be here rather than about here where it should be centered. our peak should be here. We're going to let it be here so I don't have to lose as much. And it won't be by much. Now the question is, do we want to roll those corners and make it a teardrop in a pear, or do we want to keep it the trillion shape? Do we like that? I'm not liking it, is what I guess what I'm saying. And it's probably a carat of material that would come off, or at least a half carat, to roll those corners and make it a pear. But I have to like it. Maybe if we just soften it. Let's see how I feel about it if we soften it. Immediate improvement. It's funny how subjective things are. I think I can live with it just softened. Okay, I immediately like that better. We're ready to move to the next wheel. All I'm going to do here is get the scratch marks off from that diamond wheel, get it ready for polish. Make a guess. This one started out as a 9-karat stone. I would have probably guessed it bigger than that, but I'm sure that's correct. I wouldn't have been surprised if it had said 12 carats or something over there, but I'm thinking we're going to end up, if it started at 9 and we get 6, if we get 5, that's better than 50% yield. You know, that's phenomenal. We got a little bit of potch right here. A little bit of potch right there that really needs to come off. There is color underneath it. Dang it. Not happy about it. I don't know if you guys have followed it or pay attention, but man, I take a lot of heat for saying something when I feel like I've gotten less than what I paid for. There's somebody going through and spamming some of my other videos, commenting. I think it's funny if I just go on there and say, hey, I paid this much and I don't think it's worth it. They're saying that I don't know what I'm talking about, that I'm just showing it in bad light. Well, I'll make the same offer I've made before on here. If you want to buy it at a 25% discount over what I paid for it, I will sell that stuff to you in a heartbeat. If you think I just don't know what good Opal is and I'm just, you know, ignorant and don't know what good stuff I actually got, I would love to sell that stuff to you at 25% off of what I paid for it. Let me know if you would like to buy all that wonder material you think that I'm talking down on. We still have that dead spot right there. And just so you know, I do not delete comments. There's a reason why I leave those on there. Everybody's entitled to their opinion. You know, I'm out here giving my opinion, and my opinion is just as likely to be right as your opinion. So if you come on here and say things that are not kind or nice about other people, that might be the only time that I would delete something. But you can say what you want about me. You're entitled to your opinion. I can be wrong. I can make mistakes, and I admit that. But I have no desire to hurt or harm anybody, or I don't want anything I don't want anything that I didn't pay for. I don't want anything for free. I don't want anything. I just want value. I want some Opal to cut, and you know, and I want people that enjoy this and to share it with me. That's all I'm after. And you can say bad things, claim that I'm out for something, or I'm trying to get free stuff, or whatever you want to say. It's not true. I would rather just do, I mean, this video is just going to be a glowing one on Blacklighter's material. I mean, look, every single thing I got on this parcel is amazing. I would say don't buy their Handley parcels. The quality of them has not been something I would recommend at all. But you can get individual pieces that have real value on there if you're careful, if you pay attention, if you know what to buy and what to look for. I mean, look at that. 100 bucks, 115 bucks. Okay, we're ready to polish it. Yeah, I would have to say that this is one of the cleanest, most straightforward cuts. I mean, right as we were looking at it, we could see what was in it. I resisted it giving me what it wanted to give me, and that's the triangle shape, the teardrop shape, but you can't say nothing bad about this. They definitely have some good material to be had. If you're careful what you buy and you're willing to spend a little bit more, this is amazing opal. So what do you think that one weighs? Let's take guesses before I go in and weigh it. It started out at 9 carats, and I'm gonna bet that we kept half of it. Maybe not. Over 4. If it's 4.5, we kept half, so. I've come down a little bit on it, getting rid of that spot in the corner, so. It might not have stayed. Sure had a good time with Mariah and Crystalline coming over and cutting with me today. Hope you guys enjoyed that video. I'll probably put it out tonight and this one out tomorrow or something. I hope that, I mean, that was kind of, there was a little bit of a lesson there that I hope that some of you can watch and pick up, because that was Crystalline and Mariah's only second time. Crystaline's first time of having opal in her hands, walking up to a wheel and starting to try and turn it into something that she sees in her head. And, you know, watching her go through that and some of the dialogue that helped her through it, I think is a very good learning opportunity for everybody that's going to start cutting opal. All right, ready for polish. I love it. Well, I love the color more than I love the shape, but look at that. Let's go in and weigh it. Oh, I need a thumbnail. Alright, there it is. Look at that color. Look at that color. When I took it off the doping stick, I took it down thinner than I thought I had. I don't think I have the weight that I thought I did. Come on, focus. But it's clean with the potch in the bottom. It's not a double-sided stone, but it's clean on both sides. It's a nice, pretty teardrop. Come on. End up on the right side. It can't find its way up like a turtle, but anyway, it's a beautiful stone, bright. Most of the colors. Look at it, just right there. I see pink, I see green, I see blue, I see red. So, what did we end up with? I don't think... It was looking for a minute like we were going to save from the 9, what was it right there, 9 carats. There's the bag it came in, 9 carats, 115 bucks. I thought we were going to end up with about 4.5 or 5 carats. I don't think we quite hit that. 3 to 4. That's what it looks like to me, but 3.4. So Yeah, nothing not to love about that. And the rest of these look like they ought to really be nice. And then you'll notice, I mean, look at this right here. Look at this one right here. I just set that one today. You might have seen another video, but the color in that is just nuts. And then I got all these other ones from the parcel. So I'm sure all of you have noticed that the quality of stones that I've been cutting recently has gone up significantly. I think we've cut some stones that are worth hundreds of dollars, and one of them possibly more than that. And the difference is, one, I'm being way more cautious about what I buy, who I buy from, and what I buy when I buy. But two, I'm now finding that for me, I will spend on a single stone what I used to try and pay for a parcel, because I found that the parcels, if you spent $200 on a parcel, you might end up with $0 in value most of the time. But if you spend $200 on the right stone, you can get $200, $400, $500, $1,000 in value. And if you're careful about what you buy and who you buy from, to me that's funner. Not everybody's budget allows that. Certainly mine wouldn't long term, just spending $100 a week on Opal. But I think that the lesson there is, it might be that there isn't any good Opal that's cheap anymore. Not any. Nothing's definitive, but it's a safe thing to say that good Opal is not cheap. Cheap Opal is not good. If you understand that, you're going to have a lot less frustration. Save up. You know, some of these $80 and $90 and $100 stones that I bought are, you only get to cut one, and I mean, I love to cut, so I want to have 20. I would love to go out there and cut 3 to 5 stones every single night if I had the rough to do it. That was of enough quality that it was fun to cut. I guess I approach it probably different than anybody else, because I don't think of it in terms of reselling it or anything like that. Right now I'm just cutting stones and they're stacking up over there, and I'm setting them in jewelry with the intent that a lot of you are aware of. But I do want value for them. I do want to feel like I spent $100 and got $200 in value, $300 in value, or I spent $200 and I got $500 in value. That, I think, is reasonable to expect, and it won't work out every time, even if your seller is honest and you do your due diligence. That's Opal. That's the reason why it's so fun to cut an amazing stone, is that most stones are not amazing. If everyone cut, 5 carats of fire, it wouldn't be that exciting and they wouldn't be that valuable. But for the experience, I think I'm learning that you got to spend some money to get good Opal. You got to find the right sellers to get good Opal, and you got to know what you're doing to be able to cut the Opal when you get it. And anyway, tell me what you think about that. Am I right, or do you feel like that you've had better luck buying lower end stuff and getting good value out of it? If you haven't yet, please like and subscribe to the video. Just that parcel alone over there, every one of those, like I patiently watched through that auction. I stayed away from any of the parcels. I haven't had good luck with those. Any of the handy parcels have not paid out for me. I've learned to be able to see on the auction video, a lot of the pitfalls, the sand, the cracks, the angles and stuff like that are going to reduce. And I just handpicked. And I waited my moments to try and get, and then I let stuff go. If I went, I'd pay $100 for that, and it went to $125 or $150. I let it go. There's another one coming, and so that's this is a very successful parcel. The Blacklighter parcel that I just got, every one of those I think is going to have at least a good chance of cutting an amazing stone. I think I will get more out of that parcel than I paid, and they obviously have some good stuff. Just be careful. Don't let the auction hype get you to bid more than you think, and look for, don't buy a 20 carat piece that's got so many flaws that it can't cut a half a carat pointer and spend the money on it. I see that happen all the time. Look for cracks, look for sand, look for angles, chips out of it that are going to reduce its size, and you can get some good value. I'm rambling on. Thanks for watching. Have a good evening.